main story that I think of when I think about relationships changing, my faith being stronger because of something, it would be a small group, Nurture and Nourish. I've been here about 15 years, and I've been with the Nurture and Nourish women's study that long, and started out being a participant and then started leading it. That group has about 15 women, and the group itself shares so deeply and so honestly with one another. We do Bible studies and book studies, and it's grown into us doing things outside of that Bible study group together, being there for one another's families, celebrating with one another, sorrows, things like that too. So that I'm a big advocate of small groups, and in general, we have so many of those at Emmanuel. And what happens is, over time, you start to know so much about one another. And I love that when someone's going through a crisis, people will share authentically with them about also having gone through the same kind of thing. And we share parenting stories. I specifically think of stories that times when I was really struggling. I'm like, oh gosh, I am the worst mom. And here's what happened. Like, oh no, I've done this too. I've gone through this too. It's not you. It's going to change. They're going through a difficult time. They're a teenager. Whatever it is, and we're there for one another, supporting one another, and definitely praying for one another. So you talk about how your faith grows. That we pray at the beginning, we pray at the end. If someone's in the midst of a crisis, we send a text to each other and are there for each other that way. Visitations, things like that too. But I specifically think about when my husband was very ill, and this group, it was a couple of years, so it was a long period of time. They would, one time he was in the hospital, and they called and said, we're going to go walk the labyrinth, Holy Cross down the road here. And so they did. The whole group went over, they walked the labyrinth, they prayed, and they just let me know. And I felt so comforted by that, just to know that they were specifically thinking of me, thinking about my family. That same group brought meals that were just amazing, or dropped off flowers at my door, or a note, or made me something that they would just drop off. They were just always there for me, and I would do the same for them. So just think about, when we're in these small groups, it's a way for people to get to know us deeply. Relationships definitely grow here in Emmanuel.